Hello and welcome to the next edition of Soul Led Lifestyle Podcast with me, Adele McCoy. And today we have a really special session for you guys. I have my spiritual sister here with me, joining me, Caralisa Bailey. She is amazing, and we do session called Powerful Portal together, and we've decided to pull this onto the podcast show. So it's going to be a pretty special one today. So I'm going to hand you over to Caralisa so she can tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll go off from there.
Hi Adele, hi
Hey.
everyone. I am so excited for season 2 of the Powerful Portal. So, just to introduce myself, I'm Caralisa Bailey. I am a self love, confidence, and spiritual coach, and I combine all three and my stories and my lessons and all the magic and just help women to expand and to evolve and even for myself. So I'm excited for season 2 because you'll be getting some of the gems of the expansion and the evolving. And Adele is amazing too. And spiritual sisters, we are.
Yes.
So you'll get to know a bit more about us and how we get down. But I'm so excited to be here and to serve and to get to know this community more. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm so excited.
I'm just so excited to have you here. And, you know, I love our powerful portal sessions because they're channeled, guys. These sessions are always channeled. So we never really know what we're going to talk about until we're sat with the mic in front of us. And then we just kind of pull in whatever comes out and share it with you guys. I always say it's for the ears that are meant to hear it. So, whatever comes out today and you're on listening, this is for you. But what we're going to do, which is quite different, is we're going to start each session with a meditation. So today we're going to open up the session with a meditation. So I'm going to do today's meditation, and if you can just get comfortable in your chairs, you can either be sat up or you can actually lay down, wherever you feel more comfortable. You can close your eyes, you can keep them open. Just need to just be present and just concentrate on your breath. um I will close my eyes because when I close my eyes I feel like it's all coming through. Okay,
Yes.
so if you take a deep breath in through your nose, and I want you to hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that breath. And again, deep breath in through your nose. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release that breath all the way out through your mouth. And as you do, I want you to just feel the warmth come over your body. And I want you to feel the tingles as well. Right now, you have tingling in the base, the sole of your feet. And this tingling is going to find its way all the way up your legs, all the way up through your knees, through your thighs, all the way then into your base, all the way up through your chakra, through your torso, all the way through your chest, down your arms, into your fingers, your hands. And as it meets your hands, this tingly feeling, I want you to wiggle your fingers. And you're going to notice it's traveling up your neck and into your head. And as this tingly sensation is in your head, I want you to now activate your third eye. This is the portal between your eyes, just above your eyebrows. And it's going to open up. And as it opens up, it's going to shine out a bright indigo light. And I want you to push this light out as far as you possibly can. Really push this light out into your auric field, all the way out in the room that you're in, all the way out of the house that you're in, all the way out of your street, all the way out of your town, just as far out as you can push it out. I want you to push your auric field out. And you feel so calm and so relaxed as your light is shining so brightly right now. And I want you to be calm in this space and just take a moment And think about the feelings and the thoughts that are bouncing into your mind right now, because these thoughts and feelings are relevant. Okay? And I want you to think about the changes that you need to implement in your world. The changes that you feel are at the forefront. Where is the resistance? Where is it that you need to work harder? Where is it that you're overworking? Where do you need to put the love? Where do you need to share? I want you to pull all of this in now and keep it here. As you bring it in and you bring it all the way in, down into your torso, I want it to go to your heart. How does all these feelings make your heart feel? Does it light up your heart? Does it make you feel drained? Think about all the feelings around you and around this situation and the change, where the resistance is coming from. And if there is no resistance, I want you to think about what is next for you. You've made the changes that you needed to implement. And what is next? What is lighting you up right now? What is lighting up your heart right now? Okay? And I want you to take that feeling from your heart space and I want you to ground it now. So it's going to go all the way down through your torso, down through your base, down into your legs, through your knees, through your calves, all the way down into your ankles, your feet. And it's going to rush out through the soles of your feet, down into the ground, down into Mother Earth, all the way into Gaia. And there you're going to see a beautiful clear quartz crystal. And I want you to put all of this feeling, all of the energy around the change into this crystal. And as you pump this energy into the crystal, you're going to see the crystal get brighter in color. It's like a light shining out throughout this crystal. You've ignited it. You've ignited this idea of change. You've ignited all the resistance around it. You've ignited everything about this element of change for you and where it sits in your life right now, today. And then from this energy, this beautiful crystal is transformed it into real positive love and light energy. And as it does so, you feel this energy now running back up through the center of the earth, all the way up through the ground. This beautiful white light that is coming up through the ground into the soles of your feet, into your ankles, up your calves, into your knees and thighs, into your base, all the way up into your tummy. And it's igniting your womb portal. And it's shooting all the way up to your heart and igniting that space. And then it's going to shoot all the way up through your throat chakra. And this is going to allow you to talk your truth and be who you truly want to be. And now this light is going to shoot all the way up into your head, right there where your third eye portal is. It's igniting this third eye portal, and has your energy, your third eye is pushed out into your auric field, so is the energy of this change. It's been pushed out with it. It's blending in with the energy of your auric field as far as you've pushed it out. So it's out there now. This energy of this new, fresh, revitalized you, this new change, all the resistance that you had around it is feeling like it's disintegrating. And it's out there now. It's ready to go. It's all yours. And I want you to just bask in this energy of just knowing that this change is here. And those of you that have made that change, just all the big things that are coming your way, it's just there. It's within reach. You can feel it. You can touch it. You can smell it. You're experiencing parts of it already. Just take a deep breath. And as you do so, I want you to be aware of your surroundings, where you're sitting or you're laying, the sounds that are around you right now. And when you're ready, I want you to wriggle your fingers and your toes and slowly open up your eyes.
That was amazing, sis.
Oh,
My
thank you,
throat's
darling.
gone. All up in that meditation. Let me just take a quick drink.
Yeah, I feel really calm as
Like,
well.
yeah. And it's just so funny because you spoke about change and the up level, whatever that looks like, spiritual, physical, emotional, it's change. Everything refers to change. Everything is the change. So in that meditation, you can feel it. Like I could feel, yeah, there's parts of things that are changing around me that I'm embracing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's parts of things that there's resistance. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously that's what needs to be looked into. But that definitely brought the topic, I guess, for today, for
Well, there
this
you
beautiful
go.
conversation.
It
It
has.
sparked something.
It certainly did.
So
So change.
change.
How do we feel about change? Like when you reflect back on your life and places where you needed to make changes, or even just changes that happened without you like having a choice, how did that make you feel? Was
I'd
you
like
good
to
at
say,
adapting or?
yeah, I'd like to say, yeah, like I'm all for change and like that's what I'd like to say. But in reality, there's some change that brings some resistance. There's some change that brings some feelings, some emotions. Change ain't easy. I think I adapt well. I know I adapt well with certain elements of it, but there is resistance because
Yeah.
in everything there's duality, and some things are easier to embrace than others,
Yeah.
and that's what the change is. Can you get your head around embracing this new thing, this new venture? There's been times where I've changed things in the past, and because I'm kind of like in that in between stage, I think there's been times that I think, oh, let me run back to the beginning because it's like, oh, no, 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 this is uncomfortable. And I remember going through my journey and having these moments and hitting a wall or what I thought was a wall and kind of running back and thinking, yeah, I hit that wall, so that means it's a dead end.
Mm.
But in fact, it was an opening because it was kind of like a mirrored wall. It was something that I needed to do to get through to the other side,
Mm.
but never wanted to get through that mirrored door, right? So that's kind of where I'm at now, getting through mirrored doors because I'm having to look at myself or look at how far I've come, the reflection of the mirror from behind me, to keep me pushing forwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I'd describe my adaptation to change
Mm-hmm.
and what it's been to date. But yeah, I do like to embrace change.
Yeah. And would you say you've always been like that? Because I know for me, I I've always wanted change. I've always I'm always wanting things to change. You know, like some people can't do change.
Yeah.
Like as far as I can think back, even like as a child, I feel like I've always wanted because I think when I think back to my childhood, it was quite boring and samey. Um, and I was an only child for a very long time in my household. And so it's kind of like I never had the siblings and, you know, the different things going on every day. I had to make my own entertainment. So growing up, when I became more like out and about with my friends and stuff like that, I was always the one that wanted to try new things and do things and be different all the time. where some of my friends would want to go to the same, oh, let's go, you know, down to Oxford Street. Like every Saturday they want to go to Oxford or Trocadero in Oxford Street, whatever. And I'm like, we done that last week. Can't we do something different? I always want change. And I feel like
Yes.
I've pulled that in now into my adult life.
Yes. Yes.
It's like I'm
Yeah.
desperate for new feelings all the time.
Definitely relate to you with that, because I remember asking even family members when I was young, why do you go to the same hotel or the same holiday every year and do the same things and relive the same kind of experiences? Obviously, got mixed messages or mixed opinions from each individual, but I just knew that weren't for me. Like, I've got to go here and then I've got to try there and I've got to see, and like there's certain things that I want, certain experiences of my own, so I've got to embrace that change.
Mm.
So yeah, I would say I've always been like that. It's just that life and the things that you pick up along the way, for me, stop that change going at a speed that it could have been, I guess, as well as everything's divine timing. But I can reflect and look and say, yeah, I did kind of start that process again because I wasn't ready to go all the way through.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted different. I'm a mum of five.
Yeah.
I'm a mum of five. So
Yeah.
like every day is different. I want different, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I guess you understand what I mean
Yeah. Being a mum of five as well. I
with
totally
regards to that.
understand. You know, how do you think you have, like, when it comes to like huge decisions that you have to make where you are aware that what you're about to do is going to totally set everything alight in a way like never before? This is going to be a huge change in my life. How does that feel? Does that feel daunting, or does that feel the same as like any other change?
No, because that tends to, for me, come with the most resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say it comes with the most resistance, that's mainly in my head. But my sacral, my that womb energy, that like the energy, I just feel it bubbling up in me like, so that can either be transmuted or translated for me sometimes as fear or excitement. But
Yeah.
now on my journey, I understand it's both in the duality of things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for me to choose in that moment. But when
Yeah.
there's a lot of like little things coming up, not red flags, because obviously then that's a danger zone, so to speak. But when there's little things and the boat's rocking and I can easily jump off and it's like, that could go wrong. Like when I know that I stay calm, stay still, get in polarity, I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
regardless of what it looks like to the outside.
Uh-huh.
I know because of how it feels inner,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
that's that's how I know that, this is going to be big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be something big, but it's also going to have a lot of the tools that I've learned so far need to come in for this one. I need to pull
Uh-huh.
back from memory, resilience, determination, consistency. I need to pull and kind of just weave this path
Yes.
together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because what I find myself doing when I'm in that boat, like you explained, you're on that rocky boat and like you're on it and you're on that new journey and you know this is going to be huge. And I take a snapshot of everything that is current in that moment. Because I believe that when you're in that in between part is when you're going to get your biggest lessons.
Yeah.
So then everything, like you said, comes up: the fear, the doubt, all the normal human bits that come up will come up. And it's like, okay, so how do I deal with this fear at this time? Because what I'm about to embark on, once I'm there, I'm going to be grateful that I done it. So right now, how do I deal with this? What exactly am I fearful of? Am I fearful of how life is going to look over there? Or am I fearful of the journey there? Like, what is the bit? Do you know what I mean? So I really kind of, in that moment, take a snapshot of everything, my feelings, my thoughts, everything. And I think that's really important, that you, when you're embarking on a huge change, whether it be a career change or you're moving home, or, you know, a decision around your children or a relationship, which is usually like the hardest of everything. It's, you know, you got to take a snapshot. A bit like when people say to you, oh, when you're getting married, like really take it all in because it goes so fast. And it does. So as much as we're resisting this change, please believe it goes so fast. And before we know it, we're on the other side. We've got off that boat and we're on the other side where we wanting to be, you know. And then that journey becomes part of our story. And I think that is really strong. So I guess the rockier the boat, and, you know, the in between part, the more stories that are in there, the more drama and stuff that's in there that you've had to deal with, the bigger your story is on the other end, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And I
Yeah.
think that's the same for everyone, and there's like relatability factor there because there's so much pain that comes, but pain comes in different ways. It's just in the English language, we associate pain with physical or
Mm-hmm.
emotional.
Yeah.
But there's different ways that we feel that pain. And if we can find that moment of translating the pain into power, that's where the lessons come. And it
Mm-hmm.
is always on that rocky boat, like been on that boat so many times, like I know it all. Like, I feel
Mm-hmm.
so familiar with that boat sometimes, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that the power is on the other side.
Yeah.
It's on that other side, and you have to keep rowing and you have to keep working at it and you have to keep doing it. And it's repetition. And if anything that we learn from how we begin life, especially in the UK where we go to schools and stuff like that, and we know that everything's a repetition just
Mm-hmm.
by the way that it's learned. You know, the nursery rhymes and the, you know, the routines. We do
Yeah.
things in repetition, so it kind of gives us a snapshot from that angle on how we actually like to behave and how we actually transfer those skills into where we are now, to keep going, to keep showing up, to keep doing. And although sometimes it becomes mundane, there is something on the end because you do see the change
Mm-hmm.
with that repetition. And it's like, yeah, that's why I'm so familiar with that boat, because I want to keep embracing change, new adventures, embarking on new avenues of my life. Embracing the change is
Yeah.
kind of 2022's energy. I don't know if you'd
Uh-huh.
say the same.
Definitely.
2022. Yeah.
Definitely. I was saying this like from last year. I knew that this year for a lot of people was going to be the year that you have to take the jump. It was going to be the year you had to take the jump, because the last couple of years were the years for you to sit and just be and be present and understand yourself and know what it is that you
Mm-hmm.
want to do next. We had so much time to do that. And now, this year, that energy was building from the end of last year, 2001. And I was saying, like in a lot of things that I was doing, like, you have to take the jumps in 2022. You're supported. The energy is supporting you to do it. This is where people are standing up for what they believing in. This is where people are, you know, taking off that old coat and putting on that gown that, you know, that makes them shine. This is the year for that. This is where people are taking huge risks. and it's going throughout the whole year, you know. And I feel that by the end of this year, people are going to look back and be like, wow, what was that about? And I
Yeah.
think it's a lot to do. I mean, I'm not an expert on astrology and stuff, but I think there's a lot there that, you know, for this year, in terms of why the energy is like it is, and why people are feeling like they can take the bigger risks now, whereas they didn't necessarily feel this way 5 years ago or whatever. And when I think of 2023, it's like set it on fire, you know, set that
Oh
change
yeah.
on fire, you know, and really like really claim it as your own change. Claim it, whatever it is that you're doing, claim it big time. But this year is the year for doing it, you
Yeah.
know. You know,
Yeah,
like it
because like you
almost
said,
feels
we
like
had,
you don't want to waste the energy. That's how I always feel.
yes.
It's like I
I was
don't want
just
to
gonna
waste this
say,
energy. Like,
yes. It's not that we just had time to sit and reflect and to get ourselves and know ourselves. It was actually start being intentional.
mm,
The last 2 years has taught me so much in terms of what we actually need. And I think a lot of people can probably relate. When we were in the midst of lockdown, we didn't need all the things that we thought we needed because we had
yeah,
created life
yeah,
on different on a different in a different way, so to speak.
yeah,
So I think coming out of it for me, and coming on this side of it in now 2022, 2 years on, and all the changes that I had embraced during those 2 years, including having a newborn, it it brought different perspective because yeah, life is so much different. But I
mm,
know that's because I started to be more intentional. I started to row my boat a little different, get a different technique. There's
mm,
time when you've got to paddle and there's times when you've got to go fast. And
yeah,
when you're in the energy and when the waves are going, and that's kind of how I felt like the waves,
yeah,
because nature does it for us, right? So like when you mentioned astrology, again, I'm not, you know, all into the know of astrology, but I can relate to what you were saying. When
hmm,
people say there's something in the air, oh, there's
yeah,
something in the air, there's loads of babies, or there's something in the air,
yeah,
or
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like everyone's getting married. Like we say these things, but now I'm getting to know as I dig deeper in my studies and that, yeah, astrology, there are astrology and things that line up different in the planets that create the overall energy as well as
hmm,
what we're doing intentionally every day.
hmm,
So for me, it's all about the stars. It's all about remembering who I am as a star,
mm,
um, and not getting caught up into what I think needs to be, because that's when the change doesn't happen.
oh yeah,
It happens when
definitely,
I'm in flow as well as using and being balanced. We
yeah,
spoke about that masculine and feminine energy. And sometimes if we're in one and not the other, we don't want to change because we don't want to switch to the other. But sometimes it's not even a switch, it's just getting in balance, getting in
yeah,
flow,
definitely,
getting in flow. So
yeah,
definitely like, yeah, change. That's what I keep saying is change.
yeah, man.
Like you'd think I'm lost for words, but I'm not. The
No,
viewers
like
will understand that in
I'm
weeks to
sure they
come.
will. They will. They totally will. And so I guess my question for the viewers would be like, you know, really sit down and think about what change is needed in your world. And the reason why this change is tapping you on the shoulder is because 2022 is the year for it. So if you have ideas, big or small, like play them forward. Definitely play them forward And in 2023, you will definitely reap the reward of doing so. And it can be in any category of your life, wherever you feel that urge, that change, and you're pushing it off. No, I can't do that now because, you know, you need to. That's why it's coming up, because you need to handle it. Play it forward. You're going to see it and it's going to be amazing. And I guess, like, yeah, is there anything that you want to say to wrap this convo up around change?
No, because I'm just in total agreement with you. But one thing you was talking earlier, I was shuffling some cards, and that was just because I'd burnt my frankincense and I'd cleansed and I was doing all that. So I thought, you know what, while the energy's there, let me just cleanse up some of my crystals and stuff. And for those of you that don't know about Adele's boutique, you need to get in there.
Yes.
That frankincense has a whole different energy. So I drawed for the cards and I was cleansing up the cards. I was like, this is the energy that I need to be in right now. And one of the cards fell out and it was Stargazer. Set your sights higher. And I'd only just seen that it came up and it was set your
How significant.
Set your sights higher. So whatever the change is, or however you imagine it to be for all the viewers, and even speaking for myself, I need to set it higher. This is the 7th month of 2022. We are officially halfway through the year. We have decisions to make. We have changes to make. We have patterns to break. We have so much, but whatever it is, it's setting the sights higher and seeing the bigger picture.
Yes.
That's where I would wrap up change, seeing the bigger picture.
Definitely.
The journey is the journey. It's always going to be the journey.
Yeah.
Embrace the journey, but set those sights higher. Don't let yourself be small because you think it's going to be too hard.
Definitely. Definitely. I love that. Yeah. I love that message. I hope that, you know, this message today resonates for most of you out there. And yeah, like, yeah, I'm feeling the vibe, feeling that change vibe.
Yes. Oh, the energy.
As Caralisa said as well, like, if you want to hop on to my website, it's www.adelemccoy.com, and on there I have the Soul Led Boutique. Click in there and it's like a shop full of lots of treats.
Juicy, amazing spiritual treats. She ain't selling it to you. There, it's juicy. It is juicy, like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not selling it, am I? I'm so rubbish at selling. It's like, yeah. My thought thing around it was, I want you to imagine stepping into a shop where it felt cozy and warm and welcoming, and it felt like magical. And there was all different trinkets and bits and pieces that are all spiritually aligned. And whatever you look at in there and it lights you up on a soul level, you're meant to put that in your bag and buy it. Okay, so go in there, take a look. If you want your frankincense or your Paolo or your sage, whatever, it's all in there. I've got everything in there, all different types of things. But go on and take a look. And the frankincense is simply magical. It's so powerful. I love frankincense anyway, for cleansing your crystals and just for meditation and just grounding and all of those things, you know. So jump on in there.
You won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed
You won't.
at all.
You won't be disappointed.
Caralisa, do you want to let them know how they can find you?
Yes, so you can find me on Facebook. You can either add me as a friend, Caralisa Bailey, or you can find me on Instagram, Magic Alchemist Vibes. And yeah, follow, and we'll have some juicy conversations coming up. So
yay.
Yeah, some things coming up in my world. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening today, and we're going to close off by saying big love to you. And to find me on Facebook, Instagram, I'm Adele McCoy, or just like I said, log on to my website, www.adelemccoy.com. And yeah, Let's connect. Let's make it happen. But for now, take care, guys, and speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. To stay connected, please follow us on YouTube under Adele McCoy. And you can also find me on Facebook, Adele McCoy. And you can also find me on Instagram, Adele McCoy. Or you can find me on my website, which is www.adelemccoy.com. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and you are sharing and liking and doing all of those amazing things. Much appreciated. Big love. Until next time, take care.